Rob was part of each audition, and he was living with her and soon to marry her, and he would obviously do better with her wanting her to get the job. I mean, was I really the funniest one in the room when we were doing the improvs for all the suits?
For decades, the world believed it knew Rob Reiner, the laughter, the legacy, the trusted face behind All in the Family. His life looked safe, admired, untouchable. His Brentwood home once overflowed with voices, debate, and warmth. But behind that image lived a fear no one was supposed to see. Now, at 78, Sally Struthers finally breaks her silence, not as a co-star, not as a rumor, but as the one person who knew what was happening when the doors closed. What she reveals is not nostalgia, it is a truth Hollywood tried to forget. And once you hear it, everything changes. She was not just a former co-star. She was not just a longtime friend. She was the person Rob Reiner trusted when the lights were off and the doors were closed. Their bond lasted more than 50 years, forged during their time on All in the Family, and strengthened through decades of private conversations that never reached the public ear. When news broke of the deaths of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Reiner, Hollywood moved quickly. Tributes flooded social media. Statements were released. Legal language replaced emotion. Everyone searched for explanations that felt safe and familiar. Family tragedy, mental health struggles, unfortunate circumstances. But Sally Struthers already knew the truth. She never intended to speak publicly. She arrived without a publicist, without notes, without preparation. When a reporter gently asked how she was coping, she froze. Her voice dropped to a whisper. You don't know what he was living through. Then she looked up and said the sentence that shattered the narrative. We failed him. In that moment, the story everyone believed began to collapse. In the final months of Rob Reiner's life, his behavior changed in small but alarming ways. He began calling Sally Struthers late at night, often after midnight. The calls would connect, there would be silence, and then he would hang up after only a few seconds. When she finally confronted him, his response was sharp and panicked. I can't talk long, he said. He listens. Then the line went dead. That sentence altered everything Sally Struthers thought she understood. 3 weeks before his death, Sally Struthers met Rob Reiner for lunch in Santa Monica. He arrived early, chose a corner table, and refused to sit with his back to the room. Every vibration of his phone made him flinch. When it buzzed unexpectedly, he jumped so violently that his water glass tipped over and spilled across the table. Trying to ease the tension, Sally Struthers joked, "Who's got you this scared?" Rob Reiner meaned in, lowered his voice, and said, "If I say it out loud, it becomes real." A few moments later, he added something that would stay with her forever. "Promise me, if something happens, you'll tell the truth." That promise would eventually force her to break her silence. According to Sally Struthers, the warning signs appeared in the house before they appeared in Rob Reiner himself. The Brentwood property, once open and welcoming, became sealed off. Visitors were no longer allowed without notice, even friends who had known the family for decades. Rob Reiner insisted on knowing exactly who was coming and when. "I need time," he told her. It sounded less like hospitality and more like preparation. Inside the house, daylight vanished. Every blind was drawn, even in the middle of the afternoon. When Sally Struthers reached to open one, Rob Reiner grabbed her wrist and whispered, "Please don't." In the kitchen, Michelle Reiner spoke in a low voice, as if the walls themselves could hear.
Then there were the arguments upstairs. Their adult son, Nick, shouting, demanding money, accusing his parents of cutting him off. Rob Reiner pleaded with him to lower his voice. Nick snapped back. "Or what? You'll call the cops on your own son?" The physical signs soon followed. Rob Reiner began wearing long-sleeve shirts in the middle of summer. When someone joked about the heat, he forced a smile and said, "Doctor's orders." Days later, Sally Struss noticed bruises near his wristwatch. When she asked about them, he answered too quickly. "Stairs," he said. "I'm clumsy now." His hands were shaking as he spoke. Later, Michelle Reiner admitted she had started locking her bedroom door at night. "I hate that sound," she said quietly. Footsteps in the hallway. What once symbolized success and safety had become confinement. The gates no longer kept danger out, they kept fear trapped inside. Then came the moment that changed everything. According to Sally Struss, Tom Cruise visited the Reiner home last November under the pretense of discussing a future project. What he walked into was chaos. Raised voices echoed through the hallway. Michelle Reiner was crying. Nick was pacing, agitated, demanding access to money that had been locked away. When Nick lunged forward, Tom Cruise stepped between them. "You don't get to control me anymore," Nick snapped. The room fell silent. Later that day, Tom Cruise pulled Rob Reiner into the backyard, away from the house. He didn't soften his words. "You are in danger here," he said. "This isn't manageable anymore." Rob Reiner shook his head. "He's sick," he replied. "If I turn my back now, I lose him forever." Tom Cruise made an extraordinary offer. He proposed paying for an elite rehabilitation facility overseas, fully secured and fully supervised. He offered to handle everything. Rob Reiner refused. "If I force him," he said quietly, "he'll never forgive me." According to Sally Struss, that sentence broke her heart. In the weeks that followed, Tom Cruise stayed in touch. His messages grew more urgent. "Please take this seriously." Rob Reiner's replies grew shorter. "We're managing. It's calmer now. He promised me." Each message sounded like hope bargaining with reality. On the final night, Rob Reiner did not call the police. Instead, he contacted a private security firm, asking for someone to help calm things down. According to call logs, he downplayed the severity. He never said he was afraid. He never said lives were at risk. Even then, Sally Struss believes, he was protecting his son from consequences. When Tom Cruise learned of the deaths, he reportedly collapsed into silence. Later, he said one sentence to friends that has haunted everyone involved. "I warned him, and he chose love." But Sally Struss revealed something even more disturbing. This situation was not hidden because no one saw it. It survived because too many people chose not to name it. Agents noticed sudden cancellations. Lawyers flagged unusual financial movements. Doctors treated injuries without asking how they happened. Each silence stacked upon the next until the truth became untouchable and safely ignored. People knew something was wrong. They just didn't want to be the one who said it out loud, Sally Struss said. One powerful industry executive urged her to stay quiet, warning that the truth would destroy everything people believed about Rob Reiner. Her response was blunt and unflinching. He was being destroyed while you protected an image. Another voice suggested reframing it as a private family tragedy instead of violence. Sally Struss refused without hesitation. Tragedy doesn't leave fingerprints. Violence does, and fingerprints always belong to someone. Silence, she warned, is how harm becomes permanent and repeated again. After the deaths, investigators reconstructed the timeline. A pattern emerged: apology, reassurance, pressure, escalation. This was not impulsive. Messages showed deliberate timing. Arguments initiated when isolation was guaranteed and outside help was least likely to intervene. Hollywood struggled to apply the label. Domestic violence was softened into mental health struggles or family breakdown. Sally Struss rejected that language entirely. If Rob Reiner were a woman, we wouldn't hesitate to call this what it was. By speaking out, Sally Struss did not destroy Rob Reiner's legacy, she clarified it. His final act was not weakness, it was love pushed beyond reason. He was not thinking like a public figure or a director. He was thinking like a father who believed patience could still save his child. That belief cost him everything. Rob Reiner did not die as a legend or a headline. He died as a human being, and that truth can no longer be buried. As questions linger and silence breaks, one reality remains unavoidable. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe, because some truths only survive when they're heard. Thanks for watching.